Let all that rain fool you. The allergy season is here and it is in full force. News 13's Victoria Dunkel is streaming live at the CVS Minute Clinic in Arden to help those sufferers find some relief. And Victoria, we keep hearing about a forecast for a rough season.
Yeah, and I mean, anyone who's already experienced some of the early onset of this spring type allergies is going to agree. It's been rough so far for a lot of people. Now, Nikki Gatton-Hendrick is you are the state practice manager, so you watch over all of the CVS Minute clinics. And you also watch out for us with the allergy check. You were checking this forecast. You said something changed just overnight.
Overnight, we had a change with our pollen forecast. This is pollen.com. I like to go here through the allergy season to find out what we're looking at today, what we're looking at as we project out. Yesterday, we had very low pollen levels. Today, as you'll see, we're in the medium range.
Yeah.
And through the rest of the week, we're going back up to where we historically are throughout North Carolina into those high allergy levels, high pollen levels.
So what are some of the things we need to keep in mind when we're talking about and thinking about the allergy season? I mean, a lot of people just write off everything as an allergy, but maybe it's something different.
It could potentially be a cold, a viral illness, an upper respiratory infection, but allergies tend to be very what I call the drips. Runny nose, postnasal drainage in the back of the throat, scratchy throat, a lot of itchy eyes, itchy nose, sneezing is associated with allergies. And while you can have that associated with a cold or with a virus, a lot of times a virus is going to make you feel a little more tired.
Okay.
A lot of times you'll have a fever with a virus, and then also you can have more of the thick drainage with a viral illness.
Sounds like we need to come back in a few minutes to figure out how to get some relief from the seasonal allergies. I bet you have a few good ideas for us.
We definitely have some tips.
That's what we're going to help you out with in our next half hour. Reporting live on Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
Pollen counts are already climbing back higher, even with that weekend rain. News 13's Victoria Dunkel is streaming live from the Minute Clinic at the CVS in Arden. And Victoria, you're on a mission to help allergy sufferers find some relief.
Yes, it is time for us to put the sniffling, the sneezing, and the watery eyes behind us, or at least do our best to do that. And to get information on what works and doesn't work, I'm talking to Nikki Gatton-Hendrick, and you actually oversee all the Minute Clinics here in North Carolina.
Correct.
You are being bombarded with questions of like, my eyes are itchy, my nose is watering. How do I get some relief? What are some products we can use?
There are multiple over-the-counter products that can potentially be helpful with seasonal allergies. So we have oral antihistamines. We have the quick-acting oral antihistamines like diphenhydramine, Benadryl. A lot of people have heard of Benadryl.
So if you get caught off guard and have the allergy symptoms, that's what you can take there.
Correct.
That often makes me tired, though.
It often does.
What's my
That's one of the
better
most common side effects. So you have products that we have the over-the-counter, the Claritin. We have both generic and the name brand Claritin. You have Zyrtec, Allegra. Those are the names that most people are familiar with.
But you told me something to keep in mind with those. While they're very effective, I can't just pop one at the onset. I need to think about my allergies a little bit more.
You need to think about that because the allergy relief that you really want, it takes about 2 to 4 weeks for these medications to really be effective.
Okay.
And so for the most positive effect that you can have, you want to start the allergy medications prior to the onset of your allergy symptoms. We also have things like the saltwater nasal spray.
That is my friend through cold and flu season and allergy season. And coming up, we're going to talk about all the seasons. We got tree pollen going on right now, but oh boy, there's something just around the corner. We're going to tell you how it all times out in our next half hour. Reporting live in Arden, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
Well, no matter how much rain we have, we can't wash away all of our allergy troubles. So News 13's Victoria Dunkel is streaming live from the CVS Minute Clinic in Arden with something to help manage those triggers. So how can we help this misery, Vic?
Well, the best thing you can do is understand what those triggers are, really, Holly. In fact, I've been talking to Nikki Gatton-Hendrick, who is with the Minute Clinic here, and we were talking about, we know that certain pollens trigger our allergies. We need to kind of keep a handle on cleaning them, but sometimes what's the smartest point on that?
Well, environmental cleaning is incredibly important. When you have a lot of pollens outside, you're going to be bringing them back inside with you.
Right.
So make sure you're laundering your clothing whenever you come in from being outside, cleaning the inside of your house, dusting, vacuuming, preferably asking someone who does not suffer from allergies to do that for you.
Oh, I kind of like that. Find someone who doesn't have the allergies, because that does stir it up a little bit too.
Correct.
But it's also getting it out of your home.
Absolutely. And the other thing to consider is your pets. Are you bringing your pets in from outdoors. The pollens on your pets can also trigger your allergies inside.
What is it when we're looking at these cleaners and so on? Are there certain things we need to avoid in the cleaners that could also be just making the allergies worse?
A lot of times if you think about allergies, they're sensitizing your nose.
Right.
So anything that's also going to make you, we were standing by the glades and the different smells, those can actually trigger more allergy symptoms when the pollens have already sensitized the nose.
Speaking of pollens, right now we're dealing with tree pollens, right? And that's going to be a few more weeks of that, right?
Yes, that's correct. And then after that, we may have a little lull in the middle of the summer, and then we start looking at the grass allergies and the pollens coming from the grasses.
So spring allergies right into the summer allergies, and there's something to just kind of be staying on top of the whole time. And we do have more information about this at our website, WLOS.com. Just go to the news links section and you'll get more information there. Coming up, we're going to take a look at some of the myths and maybe misconceptions when it comes to allergies as well. We're all about finding some relief today. Reporting live in Arden, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
13 allergy season is already proving to be painful. News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at the CVS Minute Clinic in Arden. And Vic, what are some of the ways that we get tripped up when it comes to treating those seasonal allergies?
Well, Holly, there are a lot of options out there, and there are a lot of people trying to get our attention and offering relief. And if you're suffering from allergies, relief is all you're living for, really. In fact, Nikki Gatton-Kendrick and I have been talking about some of the things that people come to you at the Minute Clinic and say, you know, I'm miserable, my eyes are watering, my nose is running. And there are some things we need to know so we are getting the best efforts for our actions to try to get relief.
Well, unfortunately, as we've said before, the over-the-counter antihistamines are very effective. If they're not, patients do come into Minute Clinic, they go to their PCPs to try to find out what's going on, why can I not get relief? And sometimes what we find out is that patients are using things like a cold and allergy relief formula.
But that seems like it's convenient.
Very convenient. But when you look at the actual list of ingredients, you have both a decongestant, which is trying to unclog your sinuses, and you have an antihistamine, which is drying you up. So you have two different medications that are battling one another. And oftentimes patients will come in and they find that these are not effective for their allergies. It's not going to be a lot of times. So that's where it's nice to have a provider who can talk to you about different options. Another thing to consider is if you just have eye allergy symptoms, use an antihistamine eye drop rather than going with a Benadryl or one of the diphenhydramines or going Claritin Zyrtec.
So treat what is the problem, not just a blanket effort.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And the other piece we've mentioned a little earlier, the saline nasal spray can be incredibly effective for patients with seasonal allergies.
Now you mentioned it's not just a matter of helping clear out your nose, it actually helps kind of develop a protection, right?
To a point, what it can do is it can desensitize the receptors that are in the back of the nose to a lot of the pollens and the allergens that are out there if it's used over time and used consistently.
And as we look at this, we're going to see those pollens creeping back up all week long. We have more information about how you can get relief from the allergies at our website, WLOS.com. Just click on the news links there. It'll get you set up with some great tips for making sure that the itchy, watery eyes and all the misery is at a minimum for the allergy season. Reporting live in Arden, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.